So you got to see me sometimes in my daily schedule. And what I do is I come to these places where I live around to exercise, because that's what we need to get our mind going. But, still, it's like I step out the door, right? And, now look, as far as Japan goes, you can think of all the kind of value you want to get, but regardless, look at me. I'm out here. There's nobody here, but it's nature. It's beautiful. So I really am very close in this countryside area. It's like when we're in nature, we develop a healthy mentality, healthy way of thinking. And so that kind of thinking that is conducive to being in nature is what needs to go to people who are in the city. Just like fresh eggs from the countryside, driven into the city, sold to someone in the city. So, but now there's a way of thinking. And just like living off the land, being productive farming, but we're being productive with the social innovation. And we're really seeing that the same way an electrical engineer, is how he's going to create his circuits. And what kind of things he's going to put along the way. And that's what I'm telling you, is that engineering, production. But see, we're so scientific about that. We're not just talking out of our feelings of what we want it to be. We're also in the left brain and strategically making the layers how society needs to be. And in that sense, I think you need to let the experts do their job, and I'm an expert, but I think you also need to feel the way of a master. And yes, in Japan, this kind of thinking, to be a master, we're talking martial arts, right? But you see, in the world, we're not using martial arts to hurt people. Martial arts is self-defense, but that is so vast how we could go beyond something physical and apply it mental. And see, this is a mental science, So when we apply the science of things, just know that we're doing this right brain, left brain. And that's just a metaphor for, between extremes. There's so many opposites. For example, being in Japan, being in America feel like opposites. And whatever we do, we turn it. If they're going to push against us, instead of pushing back, we pull them. See, we go with this Tai Chi kind of efficient flow. The solutions and the energy is all around you. The solutions are what you can think of. But you see, what people thought was going to happen and what actually happened, there's a gap between that. And so that's the thing. Who is more correct? And maybe I think the thing is going to happen, the thing that you don't think is going to happen, who's right? And once a track record is produced by what happens, who's right. But there's a way you can make yourself right. When you play on your home turf and you be the exception to the rule. I was telling someone, being human is a walking contradiction. And I think that doesn't matter. It's not like you could not be a walking contradiction. But you know what? You get to pick the aspect that you're going to be contradictions of. You could let it happen to you, or you could choose. And no, when you're chilling with America and Japan, it's a contradiction, but a beautiful one. One you control. Like Jordan Peterson says, you don't get to not make a sacrifice. You gotta make a sacrifice, but you can choose your sacrifice. And I'm telling you, choose to sacrifice with me. Me who is already sacrificed, but did it because he knew that the priority was making his situation in Japan something people from other countries could do. And so that's been on my mind, and I'm 41. This has been on my mind since 12. Stuck with it. We all stick with things. This I stuck with, but now I want to know what it is you stuck with. See, everybody is a story. Just let me hear your story, And the thing is obvious of what it is. And, I'm saying, look, this is something that I've thought about the way a restaurant thinks about what a customer that comes to them, how they're going to give them perfect service. So in life, right, we want sometimes somebody to help us. But, unless somebody is advertised, you don't know what people are trying to help you with. You'd never hear somebody like me that's trying to offer you what you already want. How it is you don't have to go looking for a job, you are the job. How you could be independent, it's got to be everything self-contained within you, just the same as it is a company. You are the company. I'm in Japan, the land of companies. There is such a way right now we could be of use to companies, serving them, because we're doing this online, so we're online marketing. But even after that, we become a company ourselves. And that's the point, is that you've got to observe something before you can attempt to get there. America, we've lost our manufacturing. Japan has our manufacturing. We need to bring back manufacturing so we could be independent, but in order to do that, we've got to observe somewhere where things are already happening. So that's why we got to come to Japan and collaborate with Japan. But Japan is also thinking about how they could collaborate with you. So we just have to be the right offer for people so that they could do it. That's the thing about me, is that I know what you're great at, and I want you to be great at that. You think this is rocket scientist, but unless this was created with the priority to serve people, it's unlikely that you're going to get other services to accomplish the things we really want. But the reason why nobody offers this is because when you have a business, you can't take a risk. You have to do a sure thing. And what we're proposing is so great, a lot of people would fail. But I want you to know the reasons we're successful now is not just because I've developed something totally unique, which no one had been able to do. But just the thing is that, look, you're going to have this access to the way that things need to be. So it's going to be easy for you, and it's push button, and you're speaking. And we just have days where we create appointments to speak to people, and we put information in a database, and people are smart connecting to our database. So we're talking a global network, and we're talking right now you being somebody connected to that network, and then being able to communicate with anybody outside that network and offer them value, because you're going to give them the specific thing, the specific information they need, so that we could execute smart contracts. And this is something that we're going to help the existing business world do business by being marketing campaign, but also being relationship manager in the process. And that's how we're getting the new network, which is not going to be just a general public appeal. It's an appeal to people individually. And right now, a company that is doing that, right, but it's costing them money to do it. With us, it doesn't cost us money to do it. It just costs us time. It costs us time and awareness that right now, we have an ability to cut out the people who are paying money, thinking about how to connect to us. We could connect to each other. And when we connect to each other, they can't infiltrate us in a way that they've been infiltrating us over time, which is to get them to trust us. Because you see, it's all a one-way relationship. Our attention's on them. Their attention is not on us, but our attention is on us. This is the new model that if we create, the old one will be obsolete. We have a chance right now. You're hearing this. Now is the time that we can keep running. They're chasing us. They're chasing us. And we don't need them, is the thing. Is that, when you really get into a conversation I'd have with you one-on-one, you would see all we need is each other. And it is the truth. But right now is a system. So the right people hearing this right now who want to be pioneers and leaders of a new industry, take action and come connect with me, because I'm in the squad right now. I can't tell you enough how much that this is the solution you need right now. Are you ready? Let's do it. Let's connect. I'm going to talk to you. Set up a time. Nate Raymond in Japan, the Japan English Exchange. This is a winner right now. Our YouTube channel, our podcast, our connection to Japan for foreign people. Our call to foreign people, get involved, because as an English speaker, you have everything it takes, and we want to know about you individually, where you live, what you do, what you like. See, you are the personal brand. You are the story. You know all those documentaries they make about people. Who do you think they get? Regular people like you. This is documentary time. We observe, but then we also integrate, and then we empower together. Collaborate. Nate Raymond. Let's connect. Peace.